My dearest scholars, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are well at your respective houses during this corona pandemic. This corona pandemic, this is such a situation which the world has never seen before. Everything is stopped, but your beloved alma mater, Burshal Cadet College, has arranged online classes for you. I hope you're going to be largely benefited from this class.
Dear cadets, without much more delay, I'm moving into today's lesson. You know me, I'm your Bulbul Gaji sir, lecturer in English, Burshal Cadet College. While preparing this lesson, I consulted mainly these two books. One is English for Today for classes 11 and 12, prescribed by National Curriculum and Textbook Board, and Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary, which is a very user-friendly and wonderful dictionary. You should try it. This lesson is meant for you, class 12 boys, and the unit is writing. What can you see in this what can you see in this picture? You see, lamp doesn't work, then lamp plugged in, bulb burned out, repair lamp, replace bulb, plugging lamp. Okay, are you guessing that this is a physics class? No, this is your English class, and this is a process. Here in this picture, I have tried to show you a process beginning till the end. So from this thing, you may have understood that today's topic might be of something process that begins and functions as a flow from the beginning till the end. Yes. Today's topic is flowchart. Dear cadets, I'd like to tell you something very important. In your English first paper, there are a few new things added to your syllabus. What you have learned in class 9, 10, from that syllabus, the syllabus of English first paper for 11 is a bit different. There you will find some new item. Flowchart is one of them. The interesting part about flowchart is it is like math. You do the follow the rule, you write according to those rules, and you get 10 out of 10. I repeat, 10 out of 10. This is a solid marks. If you follow the style, follow the structure, follow the tips I'm going to share in my next slides, then you will be getting full marks in flowchart writing. Okay, let's go. After today's lesson, you will be able to describe what flowchart is, describe the types of flowchart, describe style of answering flowchart, explain the basic structure of flowchart, apply the structure of flowchart. Now, what is a flowchart? Flowchart is a type of diagram that represents a workflow or process. A flowchart can also be defined as a diagrammatic representation of an algorithm step-by-step approach to solving a task. The flowchart shows the steps as boxes of various kinds and their order by connecting the boxes with arrows. You see the arrows. This diagrammatic representation illustrates a solution model to a given problem or any situation. So by this we understand what is a flowchart. Okay, there will be a hint, there will be a beginning and step-by-step presentation of facts. Types of flowchart. Document flowcharts showing control over a document flow through a system. Data flowchart showing controls over a data flow in a system. System flowchart showing controls at a physical or resource level. Program flowchart showing the controls in a program within a system. So these are the basic 4 types of flowchart. There might be some other types, but These are the basic 4 types. How to respond. This part is very important. Check the structure given. There will be a structure given at the beginning of the question. We are coming to that part. You have to check the structure, in which format it is given. Check the question, what is asked. It is very important. So if the question wants to know your name, you should not write your friend's name. If the question asks what you have taken at breakfast, you should not write what you have taken at your lunch. So this is important, and this is very important in flowchart writing, because only the question can tell you what you are supposed to write. Read the passage again. After you know that which structure you have to follow and what you have to write inside the boxes, then you read the passage again. Remember, dear boys, you have to follow this format, box, arrow, box, arrow, box, arrow, this way. Now, how to answer. So far you have known how to respond. Now how to answer. Start from the start. You see, there will be a structure given, so that is your start, and you start from the, this is a flow chart, so it will start from somewhere and it will end eventually. So start from the start, not from the middle. So, say for example, we are talking about Kazi Nazrul Islam. So while you write, you may start from many things, but while we write flowchart, we must write that he was born, then he was schooled, then he started writing. So this process must be followed. So you get birth first, then you start learning walking, you start learning talking, you do this thing. This is a gradual process. So while answering flowchart, we must follow this process. Do not write full sentence. The most common mistake made by students, made by learners while answering flowchart is writing full sentence in the box. Remember, boys, this we have to write in a note form or bullet form. You can say like writing newspaper headline, like whatever we write, we do not write full sentence if the subject, the verb, and other elements are there in that inside your box, then it will be considered as a wrong answer. Remember, if you write a full sentence, that means with the subject, the verb, and the complement, then it will be regarded as a wrong answer. Write in the note form or title. That's what I was talking about. Be precise. Try to be exact. Do not write anything unnecessary inside the box. Remember, this is a different kind of writing. This is not traditional writing where you write more and more and get more and more marks. This is exactly a type of writing where you write only what is required and you get the full marks. Follow the structure. The most important of all the rules. Follow the structure. You will be given a structure at the beginning. You must follow the structure. Now, complete what you start. You see, I told at the beginning that start from the start. Now I am telling complete what you start. So this is important. Give a finishing. Now, possible structure. Several structure you might get: participle phrase, noun, adjective, adverb phrase, prepositional phrase, and incomplete sentence. So what is participle phrase? The horse trotting up to the fence hopes that you have an apple or carrot. Look at here, trotting up to the fence. Participle means with the verb we add an ing and it functions as an adjective. So that is a participle. So trotting up to the fence here is actually the participle. Look here, eaten by mosquitoes. Participle can be present participle or past participle. Eaten by mosquitoes, that is a past participle phrase. We wished that we had made the hotel, not campsite reservation. So eaten by mosquitoes, this is the participle. Noun phrase, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Here you see the lazy dog, this is actually functioning as a noun phrase. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Okay, the end of the season is hard for some athletes. The end of the season, the end of the season. You see, this is the one of the most common structure given, the end of the season, the plus preposition functioning as a noun phrase. Now, extra buttons came with the quote, we were saddened by the news of his demise. These are also were saddened and extra buttons. So these are also some possible, these were saddened, extra buttons that can be functioning as adjective. Okay, were saddened, it can be functioning as an structure also. Adjective phrase. Adjective phrase means a phrase that functions as a we can say as a any phrase that functions as adjective, that is called adjective phrase. The brownies smell deliciously sweet. So smell deliciously sweet. So this is functioning as adjective phrase. Adverb phrase. I parked the car right here under the bridge. Here under the bridge. So adverb phrase. Here under the bridge. To end discrimination. See, this is also a structure. To end discrimination. Prepositional phrase. Preposition plus noun, pronoun, gerund or clause. Prepositional plus modifiers plus noun, pronoun or gerund or clause. With equals to preposition me. So by singing. By preposition singing, gerund. About what we need. This is also prepositional phrase. About what we need. Noun clause. So this is prepositional phrase. This can be a possible structure. Now, this is a possible question. Okay, dear cadets, that can be a possible question. So read the following text, that is your question, and make a flowchart showing how women in our country lose connection with the outside world and get confined in the household with no change of self-reliance. So this is the question actually. So what does the question want? The question wants to show that how our women get lose connection with the outside world and get confined in the household with no change of self-reliance. Number one has been done for it. This is very important. The structure given, I said follow the structure given, and remember in the rest of the boxes you must follow the structure that is given. Okay, so let's read the passage. In Bangladesh, the legal age of marriage for girls is 18. However, 33% of our girls get married before they are 15 years of old, and 60% of them give birth by the time they reach 19. When an adolescent girl gets married, she usually drops out of school and thus loses her nobility. She gets confined to full-time work in her in-laws' household. She loses social status and the opportunities for economic independence. In her in-laws' house, she gets marginalized. She becomes vulnerable to all sorts of abuse, including dowry-related violence. In our country, it is still common for the bride's family to pay dowry. Despite the practice being illegal, dowry demands can continue even years after marriage. An adolescent bride, even if her in-laws are supportive, faces enormous health risks during pregnancy and childbirth. Majority of our people are uninformed or insufficiently informed about reproductive health. The maternal mortality rate among adolescents is double the national rate. So, take it. So, what does the question want, and what is the structure given? That is the thing to focus on. So, structure is a prepositional, participle phrase, getting married early. So the rule says you have to follow this structure inside the box. So getting married early, this is the beginning. So we have to start from here. What happens to the girls after they get married? So what do we have to do? We have to find out where this marriage takes place in the passage. Here, when an adolescent girl gets married, okay? So this is the start of the flowchart, okay? So then we have the point. So we have to start from here, and then we have to gradually advance. So what can be the answers possibly? Can you guess? Okay, look here. Getting married early. So then what happens? You see 15 years of old and 16% of them gave birth by the time they reach 19. Okay, so this is the early marriage part, and now they are giving birth. So I'm using this structure and writing giving birth to children. Then comes the point, she usually drops out of school. That part I made dropping out of school. Then comes she gets confined to full-time work in her in-laws household. That's why I'm writing confining herself to household work. Then the next point is in her in-laws house she gets marginalized. So I wrote getting marginalized. And finally, see, there might be some other topic, other points, but you need 5 points. So I am making it short. She becomes vulnerable to all sorts of abuse, including dowry related violence. So I made it 1, being victim to violence. So that is the standard procedure of writing a flowchart. So dear cadets, you may have understood how and what is flowchart and how to answer flowchart. So if you have a question, please feel free to ask through the comment box. I'll be very happy if I am able to help you in any kind. So if you do not have any question, then there comes your homework. So the question, I'm reading the question based on reading of the passage. Make short notes in each of the boxes in the flowchart showing the names of some important diasporas and causes mentioned in the passage. So here in this, you have 2 things, remember. What? First, you have to show some important names of diasporas which you have inside the passage, and then you have to show the causes. So you have 5 boxes to fill up. You could use this 5 box here. You have the liberty to use 2 items. The question has given you this freedom to add 2 items. One is the name of important diasporas and then the reasons. So I hope you will be able to solve at home. Please do this and do practice. It is a very important thing. I'm repeating. This question carries 10 marks and you can get 10 out of 10, which will help you ensure A+ in English. Thank you, dear cadets, for your patience and for the attention you gave, and thank you for participating in my class. Now, dear cadets, you all know that the world is at stake. We all are facing a serious problem, COVID-19. a unique situation which has successfully tested our patience. Patience of what? There is no remedy yet. The scientists, the whole world has failed to create any vaccine for coronavirus. So the only way to stay safe from coronavirus is staying home. If we stay home, we will be safe. Thank you, dear cadets. Stay home, stay